Well, praise the Lord. Good morning. What a beautiful day it is. And, amazingly, they were threatening us with this major snowstorm. And I believe God, in spite of what the weatherman says, the weatherman's not in charge. Our God is. So I declare today that this is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. Um, you know, this is an amazing transformational process that you're on. I had a chance to run into someone last night at the church, and she basically just spoke so highly of how she's been transformed and how it's not only affecting her, but it is affecting her family. And that she said, "I'm not returning back," um, and that was pretty cool. But I want to encourage you today. I want to encourage you in your continued walk on this journey. The bottom line is not only are we transforming the way we eat, but we are transforming ourselves from the inside out. We always hear Romans 12, and it talks about being transformed by the renewing of our mind. But we don't really appreciate the power of transformation. Transformation is so much more different than change. And the reality is that when you transform yourself, what you're doing is making an internal shift, not on your power spiritually, but on the power of God, where you're shifting the way you think, and you're shifting the way you view life, and you're shifting the way you view this journey. And it's very powerful because once you transform, it is almost impossible to go back. It's possible, but it's almost impossible to go back because you have shifted in your mind, in your mind, and in your thinking and your thought process. So now, watch this. When you look at food from a totally different perspective because your mind has changed and you've acquired and applied knowledge that is going to cause that shift to be long lasting. I will tell you that you may not stay on the journey, but every time you look at food, every time you walk past a plate, you'll be looking for macros and micros, and you'll be saying, do I have the proper portions? And did I drink my water today? It's embedded in you because this is the journey that we're on. Let me tell you, the end of a thing is not necessarily where you complete. You decide in your heart how far you will go. And then you discipline yourself to continue the process and to walk it all the way out. I thought about the success that so many of you have gained over, this month and some change. And the reality is the temptation is going to be to immediately go back. I remember when we used to go on fasts and still do. But I remember our old mentality was, man, I can't wait to get to the end of the fast so I can eat a piece of cake, or I can, do this or do that. And it many a time it defeats the whole process of the fast because you have humiliated yourself internally and you have put down your plate and you have emptied yourself so you can fill yourself. Don't be in such a hurry to rush off of the journey and rush back to your old way of eating, because you could undo the last, month and a half of work because of your internal desire for something that is going to destroy the momentum that you've gained over the months. Trust me, we've got examples all over the place. So I want you to be encouraged, man. I want you to stay on this thing, and only a few more days. Can you believe it? Resurrection is here, and you'll be walking into a brand new place with God. So we're excited for you. Want you to be purposeful today. Now, we're coming to the end of this thing, and some of you may have not done this yet, but I really want you to be encouraging to your coaches. You may not understand, but there's probably 7 to 10 of you, and each coach has a responsibility for you, and they've got to read your blogs, and they've got to look at your meals, and they've got to encourage you, and so forth and so on. They've done an amazing job. And it is my hope and prayer that you will be purposeful about encouraging them, about speaking life to them, and about, releasing grace in their life for all that they have poured into you over these last few days. Okay, well, you know what I say to you. I try to encourage you every day to be an encourager. Sow some encouragement, and it'll come right back to you. Have a great and productive day, and we'll see you tomorrow because we only got a couple days left. All right. God bless.